Everyone, welcome to another episode of the Sizzler podcast by the Punjabi Villans. I'm your host, Randeep. Today, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Pav and Raj. How you boys doing?
All good, lads. All good. How you?
Really good run. Really good.
Good. Yeah, all good. Before we start today's show, I want to pass the floor to my brother Raj, who's gonna give us a bit of an update on the situation with his son Harvey, who's in a desperate need of an organ donation as he was born with a kidney failure. Raj, how is Harvey doing?
Well, last week when we did the National Organ Donation Week launch, literally now this week he's just picked up an infection, so he's been admitted into hospital now this week again. Picked up the infection from his dialysis. I'm currently in hospital with him, sitting on the bedside with him, looking after him, and it's just a waiting game for him now to get a transplant. Generally himself he's okay, but obviously because he's on the dialysis machines to filter out all these toxin waste out of him, because obviously his kidneys are completely gone now. And he's picked up an infection from that. The doctors at the moment are treating it with antibiotics, where he's on the machine for 24 hours on the dialysis machine, where they're trying to clear out all the infection. Generally himself he's okay, but as a child he can't really tell you that he's ill and all that without obviously looking at the dialysis itself. But at the moment with his situation with his transplant, he's not had a donor yet at the moment. There's been a big push for it from the national media and obviously local as well, to get it all promoted, to get obviously not just for Harvey but as a generalisation, to get people to donate organs themselves for people that need it in urgent need. And especially in Asians, it's a longer wait for, especially for Harvey,
So,
Harvey as well.
What's been the situation? Why don't as many Asians donate?
It's one of their own self-beliefs that they just don't donate itself. Don't know why. People just don't want to donate. It's not a bad thing, because even in Sikhism, it does teach us that obviously once our lives finish, it doesn't mean it's the end. Our organs can be donated, and it is part of our that's part of our seva to help others in need, whether it's just by not just by food, not just by serving, but also as a duty, as a Sikh, by donating something as part of your body to someone for them to be able to live on and survive.
That's a very good point there, Raj. And for those that do want to help out, how can they help out?
The way they can do is just go onto the NHS website, organ donation website, and just get yourself registered there, and it's just quick and easy as that. Or you can even phone up the NHS organ number, which is 0300 123 2323, and they can help you and getting you registered as well over the telephone if you can't get access to the internet.
That sounds really great that you've given us a number and also a website for those that do want to help out and how they can register. Is there like any typical things that scare people from making donations? Is it a case that they just don't understand the process, or is there anything in particular that you picked up?
Yeah, it's like the process itself, or it's like the psychological factor, obviously, like losing an organ. They think it's something that they can't survive, right? Or there's people that I know, especially my own family, where obviously with their kidneys, one of my relatives, he's been born with one kidney and he's survived one kidney. People think you need both kidneys just to work, to keep going, but it's not always the case. Yeah, and with Harvey's situation at the moment, I was just going to let people know, I am currently getting tested myself through the hospital itself, not just here in Birmingham Children's, but also in Queen Elizabeth, where they are actually testing me to see whether my kidneys can be transferred to not to Harvey, because what it is, Harvey's not a match for me as blood group, but there's another way which they've done where it's called a parent plan, where I will donate my kidney to another child Yeah, and their parents can transfer their kidney to Harvey as long as we're a match for both of them or within the chain of it.
Wow, that's amazing. Raj, is that organised through the NHS?
Yeah, it is. Yes.
That's an incredible thing for families to be involved in.
Yeah, and and obviously with other people that probably gone similar situations with me, don't just think that if you're not a match for your child, that's the end or be all. There are obviously other ways which aren't currently doing itself. So it does obviously the doctors can give you other ways to donate and obviously help your own family members as well with these situations.
You know, Rand, I didn't even know that was a possibility for people and families, and
no,
it's just an incredible thing to hear.
I mean, well, we've been recording about 3 minutes. I've already learned something new. So thank you, Raj, for inciting us. Is there any like charity donations or anything like that where our listeners can get involved in too?
Yeah, you can obviously listen through ourselves, the Punjabi Villans, and the other organised, like the NHS itself directly, which you can obviously get in contact with, and then they can obviously explain everything to you. And it doesn't just have to be kidneys; it can be heart, it can be blood, anything, literally anything, and then they can help you with it.
Yeah, and for those that don't know, the website is www.organ.donation.nhs.uk/register your decision. So thank you, Raj, for letting us know. Is there anything else that all the listeners should know?
Just don't worry, you got plenty of support when you do obviously register yourself, and it's all safe and well, and you will have the care not just at the beginning, also after the donations, which I will say to you.
Thanks, Raj. We really hope Harvey gets a speedy recovery, and we hope he receives his organ donation very soon. And from all of us, we just hope Harvey gets well soon.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Absolutely.
So, boys, it was a great weekend result just gone. I gotta admit, I wasn't expecting it. But it was a great 1-0 solid performance against Manchester United. Pav, let's go over to you first. What did you think of the performance, and were you expecting that?
Well, first of all, the performance was absolutely incredible. I thought the boys at the back were monstrous back there. I think John McGinn and David Luiz in midfield, I thought they were absolutely fantastic in the engine of the park. And back to so did I believe that we would get a result at Old Trafford? Nah, I have to be completely honest. I thought, we don't generally get a lot from the referees when we go there, do we?
No, definitely.
And
they almost cost us as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think every time we go there, there's this, especially with Mike Dean. Hopefully the listeners forgive me for saying this, but there's always an edge with Mike Dean when you go to Old Trafford that you think you're going to get some sort of bad decision or a penalty against us, and it did happen. So yeah, generally, I didn't think we'd get anything out of the game, but it's funny actually because the last time we won at Old Trafford, I think it was back in 2009, when Gabby scored a header on the, I think it was on the near post from a corner too.
Yeah,
I was there with a couple of the, I was there with a couple of the PV boys, so Powell, Robbie, and actually with Adil Ray at the time, I think it was. So we saw that victory.
Oh, okay.
And to be honest with you, Rand, I didn't think I'd see it again in Old Trafford for a long time, but just think it shows how far we've come.
Yeah, definitely. We've come so far, and especially with a team that have been unbeaten this season. It was great to see such a solid performance. Raj, what did you make of it?
Yeah.
Oh, it's a shocker. Not just to score, but also to win. The defense, brilliant, cannot falter whatsoever. They literally kept Ronaldo out of the game. He was the biggest threat, and to be fair, for House to take that goal was just absolutely magnificent. The whole team as a general played brilliant. We had a few chances where we could have finished it earlier, especially with Target's chance at the beginning in the first half. But with the penalty, with every time whenever we play United, what happens? We always concede a penalty, and obviously most of the time it's been scored.
Yeah.
Obviously on this situation, thanks to Martinez's little mind games that he's done, obviously United missed and Fernando missed as well. Fernando's missed himself.
Yeah, it was good. It's good to see Emmy's mind games. I think what was he saying to Ronaldo? I want you. You take it. I'm just playing his mind games, doing his little dance on on the goal line. He was moving around a lot, and then the dance afterwards. It was great to see. Pab, what did you make of that?
Yeah, I think I thought it was absolutely hilarious, if I'm being honest, and anything that gives us an edge when we can see the penalty at Old Trafford is a wondrous thing. I think we have a word for it in our language, and it's called, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say it on a podcast, it's called a gunjer. Yeah. Emmy was being a massive gunjer, and you know what? I loved it because he's being our gunjer. So it's brilliant.
Yeah, I mean, like when you see it from other teams, you kind of frown upon it, but when it's one of our own being a conjure, then yeah, you definitely approve of it.
There you go, Apla Conjure.
This is like the second time he's done like some mind games as well. I'm pretty sure he did it in the Copa America final as well, didn't he?
Did he do it? Who did he do it to?
I think it was Nina. I'm pretty sure in the penalty shootout.
Well,
Let's face it, he's got a phenomenal penalty save rate, hasn't he? I think was it his debut for Villa? He saved a penalty too at Villa Park.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, I remember that.
So on his debut at Villa Park, I think it was Villa Park. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He saved a penalty, and it just goes to show whatever he's doing in terms of that psychological warfare when you're having a penalty, it seems to be working. Generally, what is it? 60 to 70% of the advantage is for the penalty taker in terms of scoring. But fair play to Emmy, man. He's taking a bit of that back, and it's going to give a little bit back too. I love it. I do.
Yeah, I love it. But there's one thing I'm worried about. Have you ever heard of the curse of Ronaldo? When somebody does something bad to him, he gets his revenge. So I just hope in the next game we play Manchester United, he doesn't come out and score like a hat trick or something.
Oh, golly nuzzard, man. You put it on us now, Rand.
Oh, don't do that.
No, hopefully no Gali Nazar. Hopefully all that jadoo goes away and we'll be fine. I'm sure with that back five we've got at the moment, like nothing's getting past them. The amount of blocks we had in that game. And speaking of great stats, I think Horse has still got a really outstanding stats. I don't think he's ever been beaten in the air when he's defending.
Yeah, I would agree. I think he's. I don't know, Rekaj, what do you reckon? I think he's probably one of the best headerers of the ball that we've got in the team. He seems to win absolutely everything. Do you remember Jolie and Lescott used to do the same thing? He was just, the ball was kind of attracted to his head and he'd boom the headers out. I think Horse has got a similar kind of capability.
I don't remember anything good about Lescott. Do you, Raj?
Nah, nothing at all.
All I remember is a tweet from his pocket, apparently.
I'm far too forgiving then, I think, aren't I? But one thing about Lescott, he was great in the air.
Yeah, I'll give him that. He was good in the air. And I think, Courtney Horse is that beast in the air. And that header that he scored, it was such a bullet header as well. It's just absolute class, And I think, our new coach, the new set piece coach, I forget his name, I think it's Austin something. He's working wonders already. We scored 2 great goals. I think from set play pieces already. When we talk about Ings' overhead kick and that great header we just scored at Old Trafford, giving us our first win in forever at Old Trafford. He's certainly paying his own wages already. And it's great to see because obviously last year we were so poor at set pieces. Do you think that that has been such a massive improvement for you guys, or do you think that the organization of our team has been one of the successful things so far this season?
Well, I reckon, to be fair, since Smith changed it to 2 strikers, it's been more positive this season compared to last season. Obviously, last season we were more reliant on a former player who's gone to City. But since the first game of the season, like when he started playing Watkins and Ings together, I think them two as a link-up has been brilliant. Obviously, Watkins was unlucky not to score that goal when he was through on, obviously because of miscontrol. But generally, as a team, it has improved a lot more. And hopefully this consistency stays. Which is against Tottenham, I think, isn't it? Away on Sunday.
Yeah, we're playing Tottenham away on Sunday.
Yeah. Just to add to that, just to add to that, I think it's all about percentages, isn't it? And I think if you look at the way the team is setting up now, they've got long throws from Kashi, they've got this new coach that's coming for set plays, and we seem to be grinding out results, 1-0 results against some of the bigger teams. Now, time will tell just how well it will serve us in terms of points at the end of the season, but it feels like we've taken a positive step in the right direction with seeing games out a little bit. Do you know what I mean? I think in the last 2 or 3 years, we could have had the finger pointed at us, sort of saying that we kind of throw points away and we lose the lead too easily and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So hopefully with I think with a thicker squad now and playing those percentages, for example, I think it's quite bright on the horizon. I don't know if you guys agree.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree, because even if you look at the substitutes he made in that last game, they were very positive. He didn't shy away from throwing on more attacking players in the last, I think, was it 15, 20 minutes, which he normally wouldn't do. He would normally shut up the gates, but he actually thought he could go out and win, which was fantastic to see. So I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
Raj, what do you think?
Yeah, no, definitely. It's been more of a positive outcome now. And even this, to be fair, even set pieces, we're starting to improve much better. Because last season, I don't think we scored many as we did this season from set pieces. And I think we was more struggling than anything with set pieces against us rather than for us.
Yeah, I agree, Raj. Just going back to what you said earlier, Raj, we're creating so many chances against some of the good teams. And I know it's early on in the season. You do hope that we continue on with some good consistency, but we are getting the ball up to the top quickly. We're getting the ball in the box. We've got the danger from set pieces. It just feels like we're playing a good brand of football that I think that the people at Villa Park are being receptive to.
Yeah, 100% agree with that.
Yeah. I think as well, given the youngsters as well, more opportunity. I think it has given it more of a boost, like Ramsey, like coming in, starting the game against United.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the playing our youth has been great so far this season. Obviously, we can start seeing the next generation of potential superstars, like that guy that left in some, I don't remember his name, but the next kind of homegrown player that we all have. It's great to see that come through. And just going back to a point on the game, actually, you're talking about the amount of chances being created. Sooner or later, Ollie Watkins has to get his first goal of the season. I mean, he's just come. Each game keeps coming by, and he gets closer and closer. It's got to happen in the next game, I reckon. He's a Arsenal fan, and he's obviously playing against Spurs. I'm going to put a bet on for his first goal.
It's a great bet, Rand. It's a good show, yeah.
Yeah,
but he does so much more, though. I mean, Dean Smith always says that he's the most pressing, attacking centre forward in the league, and you can't go to Old Trafford and win 1-0 without a centre forward that's just harassing, the goalkeeper and the back four and the sort of defensive midfield. So for me and Ollie Watkins, as long as other people in the team are scoring, Ollie Watkins will get his 10, 15 goals a season, but I think it's what he does for the team that it's worth its weight in gold, if that makes sense.
That's true.
I'll probably say he's not the most natural finisher, certainly not as good a finisher as a Danny Ings, for example, but he'll absolutely run his socks off only for the team. And without that, like I said, he can't get results like 1-0 at Old Trafford without pressing from the front, and he does that so well.
Yeah, he does it better than I think. I don't remember the last player that ever did it for us like that. So it's
a bit like Gabby ran, do you reckon? A bit like Gabby was.
Yeah, Gabby probably
just terrorizing.
Early days, yeah, definitely. He was obviously a hard runner in chasing, running down the flanks and things like that. So yeah, it's probably a throwback to about 10 years ago, which is great to see.
Yeah, no, to be fair, I do see Watkins getting a goal. And I think it will be like not just one goal, it will be a couple of goals, and he'll be on a run for it. And hence why probably will start calling him up for the England squad as well now. He's actually seen the potential to the team itself, not just club level, but also internationally.
Yeah. Definitely. I mean, going back to just how good Emi Martinez was also with his mind games and stuff like that, but just generally his performance since he's started with Villa, he's got to be the best goalkeeper since, in my opinion, Brad Friedel. I think that was the last good goalkeeper we had. What do you guys think? Do you think he's probably, is he one of the best ever, or is he got some
Yeah.
work to do?
No, Martinez is one of the best, and like you said, since Friedel, yeah, and obviously Friedel always consistent. I think didn't he go on like a major run, like about like 600-700 games consistently, not being injured at all, and playing every single game.
Yeah, I think he played every single game.
But like, yeah, Martinez, it's the way he controls the defense, and I think that's what's improved us as a team. I think compared to the keepers that we've had before, he's been more vocal. Whereas all the other keepers have just been there, like particularly Reina. I remember against Tottenham.
Yeah,
Reina wasn't vocal at all against Tottenham. Whereas Martinez, he's actually got the defense where he wants it exactly, to the point where it's where he doesn't have to worry about coming out of his line.
I agree. Raj, I think he's a natural leader, isn't he? And he just commands that back forward. He commands the penalty box. And I'm trying to think of a better all-round goalkeeper that we've ever had. You think about Friedel, for example, and just a great shot stopper. But Martinez is athletic. He can get to all corners. He can collect the ball really well. His shot stopping is fantastic. He's brilliant at penalties. So I can't think of a better all-rounded goalkeeper. Maybe Mark Bosnich. I don't know, going back that far.
Yeah, I mean Bosnich is class, but I think the players we have today in today's generation are way more athletic compared to the older generation, and therefore it's not really like a like for like comparison anymore, because obviously the boys back in the day used to go for like pints after the game and stuff like that. It's completely different.
A bit like us that ran with Dedzon. Yeah, that's a good point, though. You're absolutely right. It's totally different now, isn't it?
So yeah, I don't think it's a like for like, but yeah, I mean, I would say Martinez is up there, and you know what? It was actually a calculated risk with Martinez. If you look at his stats before Villa, he never really got a chance at any club. He was on a few loans here and there, but no club ever really gave him a run of games. He had a bit of a run at Arsenal before he came to us, even at Reading. But I think last season was actually his first full season playing, which is amazing.
Yeah, I agree. And he's come out and he's expressed his intent for the work he wants to do at Villa too. I think he's definitely won the fans over. And I think after his little Jimmy and his little dance on the weekend, I'm pretty sure Randy will be really good at Bhangra too. So I think we need to get him on a podcast and get him dancing.
We'll go there. If he keeps this up, we'll give him the Chappal of the season, which is something. And we'll present it with him and get him to do dance move or something. The golden Chappal.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah, but wasn't he didn't he finish second in the league for clean sheets and conceding as well?
Most likely. With I think, what did he have, 15 in the end?
And I think it's just Edison that was just speaking towards it. I think it was.
Yeah. So no, it's great to see more of that to come from Emi and the rest of the lads. We hope, like I say, Watkins gets his goal this weekend, and it'll be great to see. Boys, so we're going to move on to a game now called Punjabi Who Am I? I don't know if you guys have ever played this before, but for those that don't know what Punjabi Who Am I is, rather than me telling you this player was a midfielder, played in this season, that season, I'm going to only tell you facts that Punjabi families would care about. Things like height, age, wages, spend, what car they drove. Okay, so let's try and start off with the easier one of the three, I would say. So this guy's Bernd is Reims in France. When he started playing for Villa, he was 36. Any guesses so far?
No.
Is it Remy Gard? No? Was it no?
No.
What was that? Remy Gusted, is it? No.
No,
Was he a young lad?
no. He was 36 when he started playing for Villa. This player. Let me tell you this. His salary was no fixed salary. He was on a pay-as-you-play contract.
Or can you give us like position, midfield or centre forward or goalkeeper?
I'm just gonna give you one more clue
Defense.
before I give the position, because the position is like
Go on.
bare minimum. This player didn't have a car. He used to have a chauffeur pick him up from London every day and take him to Birmingham.
Is it Janela?
No. He used to live in
That
Melbourne.
was a good shout, actually.
This player is also a winger, though. I'll give you that one.
Rand, I'm stumped, man. I'm telling you,
David,
that's a pickle. That is.
The only other one I can think of is comes up there, but he was a youngster, so I don't think it would be him.
Lads, you forgetting are you forgetting the legend of Robert Perez?
Perez. Wow, yeah.
Oh my god, yeah.
Cameo one season, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah, I think he only played 8 games. But yeah, Robert Perez. So that was the first one. Let's go on to number 2. All right, this one should be a bit easier still as well. So boys, I'm hoping one of you will get this. So this guy's been
Just say I definitely need a big stiff glossy for this. All right. Come on, tell me the panda.
The panda is London. So it's a bit generic so far.
Yeah.
When he came to Villa, he was 30 years old. He was considered quite an old player. Okay. His salary at Villa was 20 grand a week. His height, 6 foot. And the car he drove at the time, you gotta remember this was a top-notch car at the time. Mercedes S-Class. Any guesses to who this player is? And he's a bit of a legend.
Ooh.
Collymore?
Raj, what you reckon?
Collymore, I reckon. That's what I was thinking of. The legend.
Not Collymore.
Collymore was
Canuck.
Midlander boy, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Was it Joe Cole?
Not Joe Cole, but I'll give you another hint because I heard your glass. He liked his glossy.
Paul Merson.
Correct. It is Paul Merson.
Yes, Raj, I got one. Can you believe it? It was the power of the glossy. That's what it was.
Okay, so the third and final one, and if anybody gets this, all right, points on me, and definitely a mixed good or 2 on me. Trust me. Okay.
Pressure now.
So this guy's band was Bankstown, Australia. Okay. He was
Jedinak?
No. He's 5 foot. He's 5'10". He was 28 when he started playing for Villa. He's 37 now. His salary wasn't that much. It was only 10 grand a week. And I'm going to give you this one as well. He was attacking midfielder. So an Australian that played for Villa in the last 9 years.
I'm trying really hard not to Google this, friend. You know that right now.
What team did he come from?
I don't remember. I remember he came from the Netherlands when we started signing loads of players from over there. He only lasted 1 season at Villa, and he was under Paul Lambert days.
No idea, man.
Snookered. Right.
Yeah, no idea at all. Raj, any ideas, bro?
No, I'm stumped, man. I
What
don't
do
know
you
what.
do, man?
So if I you know what, I'm going to say the name. I don't know. Let's see if you even remember the guy. His name is Brett Holman.
Nah.
Yeah, I do remember him now. You're right.
The right flop.
I didn't clock a big time flop, but I don't remember he being an Aussie though. Wow.
Yeah, he was Aussie. He ended up going to Dubai afterwards.
Well, Rand, there were some tough questions, man.
But Pav, you are the winner of today, Von, as you managed to get one. So congratulations, bro.
Thank you very much.
Well done, Pav.
All right.
Know.
So, boys, obviously we've got the big game against Tottenham on Sunday, and after 2 back-to-back wins, how are you feeling about this, Raj? And what do you think your match prediction was going to be for this?
To be fair, it's a good time to play Spurs now. They're in a bad form, and Villa obviously in a good form at the moment. I see us winning it, and truthfully, I do see it as being a 2-1 victory.
Going for a good solid 2-1. Pav, what do you reckon?
Hopefully, Watkins scoring as well.
I think Raj is right. It's a good time to play Spurs because of their form. And the only thing that worries me a little bit about the game is that, Nuno needs a result now because, the last couple for Spurs have been pretty bad. So we don't want to get that ricochet. But I do think they're beatable. I think our away form is pretty good. And I think 2-1's a good shout. But just to be different from Raj, I'll go 3-2 Villa. A bit more open than that.
A bit more open.
So we'll see what happens. Yeah, a bit more open, I think.
Yeah, because you boys are right. It is a good time to be playing Spurs considering their form, and Núñez is desperate for a result, and Harry Kane is desperate for a goal, but his head doesn't seem quite in it at the moment. So I think it's a brilliant time to be playing these boys, and then a victory on Sunday leads us up very well against Wolves the following week. I think it'll be a 1-0. I think Watkins will finally get his goal. And yeah, we're going to keep another clean sheet. I just think that defense is so solid right now. And yeah, I just can't see them breaking us down right now because they're struggling on all fronts at the moment. So I'm looking forward to the game of Sunday. Before the United game, I was really worried about these next 2 fixtures because I didn't see us getting 3 points against United. So I saw Everton game as a must-win game. But yeah, I mean, now's a perfect time to be cracking on and racking up more points. So 3 more points to Villa as well.
Yeah, I hope so. I'll ask you boys a question. Do you reckon Tuanzebe will come back into the defence for House? What do you think?
I don't think he should. I think House did an amazing job. But, I think he deserves his spot for the next game. What do you think, Raj?
It's difficult. I don't. It's like you said. House had a brilliant game. Defense has been solid. I don't see Axel getting to the team this time round. Maybe have a few minutes, possibly, but don't see him starting at all. And if we continue this way, I think this will be our starting 11 come the rest of the season.
You don't think he might change it up tactically and play more wingers, for instance, like Bailey and Ghazi and Trezeguet whenever he comes back, and Traore? Do you think he might ever switch up again and go 4-3-3?
Nah, I don't think he will, because I think he's got the formation now correctly done now. Obviously, we've been persistent with him last season to say, look, you need to play two strikers. And now, because he's actually doing that, he can actually see the change with the formation as well now. Maybe due to 4-3-3, possibly when it comes to, say, teams like City or Chelsea. But generally at the moment, I think the way we're playing right now, this is the form to have and the formation to have at the moment.
I'd agree. I was going to say, horses for courses a little bit. You've got Buendia, who's got a little bit of magic in the midfield, and Bailey when he comes back. It's sort of, I guess we can adapt styles now to different teams. And Dino has not been too bad tactically. If that makes sense. So I think we can switch it up for different styles of play. But I think I agree with Raj. When you go sort of away against maybe a perceived top 6 team, that sort of formation that we played against United with a high press and end-to-end type of football, I think that's the way for Villa in those scenarios. But maybe if we have a little bit more of the ball against a different type of team, maybe a Buendia or somebody else could just could be a sprinkling of magic. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've got that squad in order to change tactics and do that. I think you're right. Against top 6 team, probably do need to have 5 at the back, but at the same time, it got to a point last season where I felt like we had a bit of a hard on for clean sheets, and therefore it came out across a bit
Yeah.
too defensive at times. And I just don't want that to kind of repeat itself this season. Although right now it's getting us results, it's great, but we've got to be able to switch up the gear, which we have been doing so far. So it's been great to see, and we do have the squad to do that. But I just hope we just don't get that same habit that we did at one point last year. We had such a hard on for clean sheets that we just came a bit too defensive at times.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a bit worried about sort of beating the big teams in a one-off and then losing against sort of the bottom 12 or 13 teams. So it's great to get a 1-0 at Old Trafford, but can you go and do it against your Wolverhamptons and your Brightons and those types of teams? So I'm really watching this season for our consistency. So yeah, it's interesting, like you mentioned about not dropping back too defensively and playing with a clean sheet mentality. I'm really worried that I want to see us do this consistently. See where we are at the end of the season.
Yeah, but maybe playing defensively though, it does help us to get that point if we're struggling.
Yeah,
it's not always a bad thing, and they always say best attack is the best defense. And maybe playing defensively at the moment for this season, just to conserve the energy for the lads, maybe it is beneficial for us. But it's one of those ones where we play small teams. Do we play defense or do we play attacking? It's one of those ones. And Dean Swift's got now a challenge on him where he can switch it around, and we've got the players compared to last season to support those tactics.
Definitely a thicker squad, don't you reckon, Raj? Much thicker squad now with the money from Grealish.
Yeah, much thicker. Plus, we've got the youngsters coming in now as well, coming through as well.
Yeah, good point. I'm really excited about. Is it Cameron Archer?
Yeah,
he looks serious. He looks like
he looks like a proven goal scorer, and maybe bring him on a bit more longer for games as well, and I reckon against the smaller teams, give him the more minutes against them, and possibly get the goals for us where we might be struggling in the game.
Yeah, he seems to have the high press, the pace, and the finishing for a young lad. And I'm going to jump to conclusions because I'm blinded by famous grouse in claret and blue, but reminds me a little bit of a young Michael Owen. So let's wait and see.
He has got that potential. He's quite pacey, great finisher so far. Long may that continue. It's definitely one to be watching out for. So we definitely got the squad to be challenging a bit more as well now this season. So Pav and Raj, where do you think, Pav, let's start with you. Where do you think we're going to finish this season? Or where would you be happy with?
To be honest, I have to be real, brother. I think just to be back in the Premier League and competing is all I really wanted from us. And it's kind of what I wanted for many, many a year from when we went down. I'm conscious of not being too ambitious. We're still growing as a team. We're thickening out the squad. We're bringing in quality. So, if we better last year's result, then I'd be really, really happy. But I think I do feel maybe Europe might be too much of a push, but that's just because I've been hurt so many times in my career in the past. But it's definitely achievable. But I think we might just fall short of Europe, if I'm being honest. But at the end of the day, it'll be good progress.
Yeah, I'm hoping that we do finish around that 7th mark. But let's just see. It's great to be kind of away from the bottom. That's just the good thing at the moment. Raj, and
the championship as well. Yeah,
yeah. Forget the championship. Never want to go back there ever again. Don't fancy those games against Millwall and places like that. Raj, where would you be happy?
I'll be happy for us to be top 10 realistically, but hopefully be close enough to be pushing for the Europa League or like the new Europa Conference League as well, and potentially, hopefully, if not, get a cup hopefully win the obviously FA Cup itself. But obviously it's extremely difficult because it's more of a longer process. But overall in the league, I'll be happy if we get into the top 10.
Yeah, hopefully so.
Yeah, me too. What do you reckon about us coming out the Carabao Cup early then, guys? Was anybody secretly happy about that happening so we could focus on the league?
Yeah, I was actually
Yeah, I was too, Raj.
as harsh it sounds, but I'd rather us not worry about that cup. Fight for, if we win the fight for the cup, fight for the FA Cup realistically. But even that will be hard. But if we can just work on the league itself, then that's it. We'll be happy days. Then obviously then we know we're going in the right direction. And obviously now this is going to be a season where Dean has to prove himself by pushing us to that next step now.
Yeah. What do you reckon, Rand, about coming out the cup?
You know what? I actually want us to have a bit of a run. I want us to win that cup. Simply because, yeah, it's a great way to get into Europe. It'd be great to have some silverware. And it's a cup that we've won 5 times in the past. You know, it's something that it's the last cup I remember us winning, 1996.
Yeah, me too.
So for me, I'm always going when we out of that one, and obviously the FA Cup. It's just, yeah, for me, I wanted us to go for a bit of a run, but you know, we put out a weaker squad against Chelsea, and we did so well. So all I can say is hats off to Dino for trying something different, and just the effort that we showed that day is massive improvement. So gutted, but you know, I can't fault that performance.
It was brilliant, wasn't it, actually? And blast on a lottery. I guess the biggest disappointment for me is losing an opportunity to get on the bus with all the PV boys, the Punjabi Villain boys, and head on down to London for a day out. Yeah. That's the only disappointment for me. But I'll take solace in the fact that, you know, maybe we can have a better run in the league with less games.
Or in the FA Cup, and then that way I can then fly back again and jump on the bus and make our way to Wembley.
Like you did last time, yeah. Meet us in Hall Green for a couple of beers and head down.
Exactly. MI5 style. Boys, it's been absolutely fantastic catching up with you boys today. We're all rooting for 3 points again on Sunday. Thank you so much for your time today. Pav, Raj, anything else before we go?
Yeah, just obviously, just to reiterate the donation side of it. If you do want to donate, guys, it's organdonation.nhs.uk. And they can happy help you with all your questions that you've got in relation to donating.
Yeah, that's a great point, Raj. And if anybody has any questions and would like to know more, feel free to contact us and speak to us at Punjabi Villans, and we can certainly help you get in touch with Raj to learn a bit more about the process and how young Harvey's doing. Pav, anything else before we go?
No, I just think it's a really important message from Raj, and I wish sort of Raj and his little family all the best for the future. I guess one more thing is it'd be good to see, I think, Randy, some more Aston Villa supporters who are door players. Yeah. I think I'm the only one that's out there at the moment, and I'm pretty old now and tired banging my drum. But you know, if we get a message out there and there are a few more youngsters that support the Villa and are practicing the door, then let's see you at Villa Park. Let's get in touch with the Punjabi Villans and let's get together.
I think that was. I mean, first of all, you are the official door player for Punjabi Villans. And
very tired Punjabi Villain door player.
You've always done a great job. You've always done a great job, and you certainly got those crowds rocking before. So yeah, if anybody is fancy coming down to Villa Park, playing at the door, firstly you're gonna have to do an audition with our man Pav to make sure he is the bar for us. Come
and speak to the Punjabi Villains. Come and meet us, and then we'll get together and we'll have a bit of a jam and stuff. But that's it. That's it, Rand. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thanks, Pav. Thanks, Raj. And thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget to check out www.punjabivillans.co.uk for all our latest merch and all the latest news. But until next time, see ya.